Hello, hello, hello. This is Terry Edwards from Make More Placements, and welcome to this podcast. Today, I've got the pleasure of talking to friend and colleague Emily from Recruitment. Emily, it's great to have you here talking about recruitment and outsourcing. Now, it's a topic that's become increasingly relevant within the recruitment and world with businesses of all sizes. But before we dive into it, Emily, just give me a bit of background about you and your experience in this sort of thing.
Thank you so much, Terry. So yes, outsourcing has just really changed my life and helped. It's been wonderful to help other people with this as well. I felt like so many things in life, I fell into it by accident. It was just sort of post-pandemic, and I was looking for some staff for my business, and I was really disappointed with what I found in the property in the market. Which familiar story, expensive, expecting a lot of people wanting a lot of things for their money, and just overall quite dissatisfied with what I found. So I went back to my roots. I'm half South African, and asked my cousin to help me find some fantastic people in the social media field, and I was absolutely blown away by the quality. And
Really?
essentially, I hired two people for the price of one, and I was just blown away with it. And obviously I understand the culture and I understand the people, so it was massive advantage. And from that, I thought, yes, I see an opportunity here to really expand my business and also help other people. Now, this was nearly 3 years ago, and one of the ladies is still with me, is a cornerstone of my business, which has grown exponentially.
Excellent, excellent. And I know that we've probably known each other for just over a year now. We've done a lot of work together. You've helped a lot of our clients with when it comes to outsourcing, helping their businesses grow. And I know one of our mantras is, often we talk to solo recruiters or small recruitment and search firms, and they say they've got a business, but when you look at it very closely and look at their business, in fact, they haven't got a business; they've got a job because they have to do everything. They have to do the admin, they have to do the social media, they have to do the marketing, they have to do the sales, they have to do, and and if they don't do those things, they don't generate any income. And there's a massive difference, isn't there, between having a business and having a job. And I think the big thing is the biggest difference is if you look at the CEO of a major any organization, let's say a major supermarket, that CEO, he or she does not have to be behind the counter serving the likes of you and I with our pint of milk and a newspaper. But we know, Emily, don't we? If we go to our local corner shop and order a pint of milk and newspaper, the person that's serving us is the owner of that local news agent. And that's the difference between a business and a job. And the service you provide really helps ambitious recruitment business owners create a business rather than a job. From your point of view, what are some of the key benefits that you think a business can get from or expect from outsourcing?
Really great question, Terry. And yeah, I've got to say, it's been a pleasure working with you this last year and your clients. It's been a lot of fun. So I think one of the reasons businesses go wrong is as solopreneurs is because they're trying to be accounts, they're trying to do the accounts, they're trying to do the marketing, they're trying to do the systems, they're trying to do the admin as well as being a recruiter. And it's just not possible for one person to have all those skills to do it successfully. And what we do as humans, and this is just human nature, what we're bad at, we procrastinate out at, and we put into the back, and we always tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And that
Hmm.
then becomes the dragnet for the business, holding the business back. So the biggest advantage is getting rid of that dragnet of stuff that we all put off, because chances are, and those things we put off are there are the reasons why our businesses are not moving forward. So the key takeaways on what the advantages is getting your time back, making your business more successful, making your business more productive, and choosing your hours again and not being a slave to your business. Uh,
Yeah.
I think the common thing that I speak to a lot of your clients before they get I help them is that they're working ridiculously long hours, or they're taking a ridiculously long time to do a relatively simple task. I always remember one of our mutual friends talking about how to doing a social media post, and it took him half a day. He did it badly. he lost his temper, he had to get his son involved, and it looked rubbish.
Yeah, I know
And
exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
and now he's got a fabulous person who makes beautiful posts, and a lot of them. And it takes her a fraction of the time that it took him, but he's suddenly got half a day more to do things with, and she's getting more clients because it actually looks good rather than look like the cat did it.
that's
So
right. That's right. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's basically getting your time back, Terry, getting your
yeah.
time back.
And I
Um,
think that particular person you're referring to, like, obviously I'm not going to mention his name, but what his VA was able to do for him, if that's the correct term, his outsourced person was able to do for him is to put more posts out on the different social media platforms, which actually generated a ton of business for him. I think he's putting out 4 or 5 posts a week now, where he said it'd take him half a day to get one post out, so he would only do it once every 2 weeks or so. And he's generating a ton of business, so it's added to his bottom line just by getting somebody to do it who are doing it much better than him and actually generating business. But here's a concern that we get from many of the recruitment and search business owners we speak to, and it's this: if I outsource this, will it sacrifice? Am I sacrificing quality for cost? So how would you address that particular concern?
Oh, I love that. This is a lovely thing. I would not, in my head, I'd say quite a rude word because it's absolute nonsense. It's actually the complete opposite, Terry. With outsourcing, it shouldn't just be about money. And in fact, I'll often say no to clients that just want to save money because it shouldn't be about that. It should be about saving money, but getting better quality. And that's what we provide. And it's the dream scenario, paying 30, 40, 50% less, but getting 20, 30% better quality. Now, with several of your clients that are not actually naming any particular one, the people that we've put in place, they're all-round rock stars. They can do the social media, they can manage the strategy, they can run with, make sure the CRM is up to date. Whose CRM is up to date? Let's be honest. Make sure that all the automations are in place. So newsletters are going out. Having a great voice. So to answer the call, answer the phone, make appointments. When people don't turn up, follow up, do the contracts, help with sourcing, all of these things. Now, typically the sort of person we will be placing, I don't want to go into fees because it's a question of, when people say
Yeah.
how much does it cost, it's always a bit like how much is a car, depends on what you're looking for. But to give you
Mm,
a rough example, if someone was looking for this all-round rock star to supercharge their business in the UK, they'd be looking for probably 35, 45,000 pounds,
that's right.
plus national insurance, plus PAYE. That's the standard they want. But most businesses can't afford that.
Yeah.
I would be providing somebody, my team and I would be providing somebody for at least 40% that quality or caliber for half that. So, yeah, all I would say as well is if people have that worry or concern, talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah. And the point you
Let
made
me
there,
show you my
sorry,
fabulous people.
that's right. And the point you made there about doing all those things that generate income and making appointments. And in my experience, we only work with the owners and directors of recruitment and search businesses. And what we find is the majority of recruiters that we talk to are great recruiters. They know how to recruit. They've got no problem with that whatsoever. Their biggest problem is actually generating business. To have somebody coming in and making the appointments for them, it transforms their business. So could you give me some actual examples, some specific examples of the sort of work that your guys are doing for your recruitment and search business owners that you work with, please, Emily?
Of course. So there's one gentleman in the US that springs to mind, and he's got a person specifically for marketing. And that's all he does. That's all she does, rather, is just work on the marketing side, producing the newsletters, the client magnets, making sure that everything's looking absolutely shiny. And I think he's had about a 40% increase in business.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
the UK, the person we were just talking about now, this particular person does, she's a superstar. She does it all. And actually, I can think of two people in the same boat on this. And they've both had their best year ever.
that's
Uh,
right.
because not, is that solely attributed to the person we've put in place? Of course not. But the people we've put in place, it's enabled them to have the freedom to talk to more business owners, to have better conversations, quality meetings, that they're not actually thinking, gosh, I need to disappear because everything's pinging off. So pretty much our typical client does their business improves dramatically because they've got the time and the freedom to also do everything that you've told them to do as well, and part of your call.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's the other problem. People don't have the time to do everything they should do, and this solves it.
That's right, and you're right. They don't have the time, and they will argue, "Well, I've got to fill the roles that I've won, so I haven't got the time to do the marketing and the client attraction." And the fact is, sales and marketing is the lifeblood of any business. So if you can outsource that to somebody for somebody else to do, so you've always got the steady inquiries coming in, you've always got the business coming in. And one of the big problems for a lot of recruiters is this lumpy income. You know, 1 month or 1 quarter they're drinking champagne and eating caviar, the next month it's bread and water because it's lumpy inconsistent income. It certainly helps eliminate that problem.
So one thing I often hear, question I get asked is, well, why don't I just outsource stuff as I need it? And that can be a strategy that works. But actually, the benefit of having one person that's dedicated to your business, that understands your business, because every business is unique and has different methods, that
Mm,
is working together, and that's their sole job, just on making your business better. They are dead. That's all they're doing, is trying to make you more money and more clients. And the power of that is huge.
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, we talk to a lot of recruiters. In fact, we only talk to recruiters every day of the week. And one thing sometimes we hear, I wonder what your response would be to this. Oh, I've tried outsourcing a lot of the stuff to third parties, and it hasn't worked. What would you say to that, Emily?
First of all, I'm really sad that they've had that experience. It can happen, those things can happen for several reasons. First of all, using the wrong country. And I believe that very strongly. You need to use the right country for the right purpose. So, for example, we only use South Africans because South Africans are fantastic at client facing. You're getting UK quality or above for a lower price. So getting the right talent and the right person is key. I believe our processes are second to none. And I know you've been through it, and several of our mutual clients have as well. And it's the same with any recruitment process. It's got to be thorough. And that's something that we offer. We offer it's about a 20 point, a touch point before that person starts. The client is very involved in choosing that person. It's not just, oh, you want a person, here she is. It's really matching the right person. The
Mm,
other thing that we do as a company, which I think is unique, is we spend time onboarding all the clients as well as the talent on the best practices of working remotely. There's still a few things. There was something that happened this week that was new, but by and large, we've heard most of the problem. We are aware of all the problem areas. So right at the beginning, we set you up for success, where we make sure you've got the right software, the right processes. We copy that through to the talent before they start, so you're both aligned. Now, of course, over time, you're going to develop that and change that. But it's a great starting place, especially for people who've never successfully worked remotely before. The other thing that I think is really important is that we keep in touch with both talent and both the client until we're told to stop doing it, essentially, or it's no longer necessary, because
mm.
we can spot a problem before it becomes a problem. So I'd like to give you an example about this. For example,
Yeah, please do.
there was a gentleman, that really nice gentleman, lovely gentleman with a great talent, that I thought, success, this is going to be golden. But after about 2 months, both of them were saying that they were unhappy, and I couldn't, and they were describing different people to me, and I had to have a chat with both of them and work out what was going on. And it turned out it was very, very simple. They were only meeting twice a week. And because they were only meeting twice a week, they both had no clue of what each other was the talent had no clue of what was expected of her. and was working hard, but not on what the company wanted, and that the client was disappointed, didn't know how to manage them. So we chatted, we put in place Trello, and we explained the importance of a morning meeting and a morning run through on how to make it work, and also a quick sign off in the evening. Since then, they've been, I think it's been a year and a half now, and they're thrilled. It's working. But without that little tiny bit of intervention, it would have gone wrong. And the client would have walked away saying, outsourcing doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a great example. And that's a very common one, by the way, where the owner of the business almost advocates then. So you're doing the social media, you're doing the marketing, you're making the appointments, I'll leave it to you. If only life were that simple, you could bring somebody in, outsource it, and just leave it with them, and they're going to get the results. You're absolutely right, and we've got quite a large outsource team, as you know, that we utilize you for, and we have daily meetings with them. That's 5 days a week, so we'll have meetings with them because you're asking for the impossible if you try and do it any other way.
It's a little unreliable.
Yeah. And when it comes, because what's going to happen now, Emily? People are listening to this right now, thinking, "Oh, I ought to consider that and have a look at outsourcing." What would you say? What are the common mistakes that recruiters make when outsourcing for the first time or looking for an outsourcing partner?
Well, I've got to say the first one is not using me. That's obviously the biggest mistake.
Of course.
Um, Make sure you're aligned with the talent and you've got the right person. Spend time, get to know that person. If you're using a company that only allows you 10 minutes as a one-off or doesn't want to speak to them, don't do it. Make sure that you really know your talent that you're taking on. Make sure you're comfortable. Just because they're in another country, treat it like they were in the same country as you. It's a really important hire. Treat it with the same level of importance.
Mm,
Half the battle is getting the right person, without a doubt.
mm,
Also, make sure your provider is there to support you. And I mean, we offer a 12-month guarantee, for example. Can we guarantee that that person will stay with you for 12 years? Of course not. We're not God. But we're invested in the process and making sure, because we offer a 12-month guarantee, we want that person to stay. We will do almost anything to make that person stay. So as long as it's right. So choose your provider carefully. The other thing is treat the person with respect. Just because they're in a third world country and they're paid less, they're not disposable. They're people too.
yeah,
Treat treat people how you want to be treated. And I think that's a common mistake I see with people not treating their staff correctly as well.
yeah,
That's not something
yeah,
to tolerate.
yeah. And in terms of
And pay them on time.
um, oh, it's a good point. Yeah, because we've had stories of that not being the case with certain partners. So yeah, it's a really good point. And how does the recruitment business maintain that quality and alignment with their own business goals?
Regular the people that certainly, and I can't speak for other providers, but the people we're placing in businesses, they're part of your team, so that they should be exactly that, part of your team that you're bringing on on the journey with you. So share your successes, bonuses, etc. Doesn't have to be what you're paying necessarily in the UK, but share your successes, share those highs and lows. Share your vision as well. Maybe you don't want to
Mm,
share it all, but it's people. I believe that certainly in my team, they're invested in building a fantastic business. They're part of the team. Spend the time to know who they are, who that person is, and not instantly overnight, but build up a relationship with them.
mm,
Really important, because people buy people, and that's whether it's buying product or going to work. You have to like the people you work with. It's essential. And that's one of the
yeah,
reasons we work on the getting the right culture fit, because for the client, for the recruiter, they want to hire somebody that they like. They're not looking for a new best friend, but they should want to speak to that person. And that should be the other way around as well. And if there's that culture of respect, anything and everything is possible.
yeah. Excellent. And What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to measure the success of their outsourced project or relationship? What are the metrics that you use for measurement?
KPIs are really important.
Hmm.
KPIs are really important. I think KPIs are important in any environment, but especially in remote settings. But
Mm,
what's really important is that they're realistic. It's just the same as goals. Nobody wants an unrealistic KPI that they can never hit and feel demoralized.
yeah.
And something that I do is I've done every single aspect of my business. So, for example, when I was building it, so for example, cold calling, it's not the most fun thing in the world. It's pretty awful. Most people hate doing it or picking up the phone. But I know from personal experience, I can make 100 dials a day and speak to a certain number. And always, if I do that consistently, which is one of your mantras, consistency, it will work. So if it's in terms of telephone calls, setting up the right KPI, the same with everything else, whether it's emails, it needs to be role specific. But
Mm,
yes, absolutely, KPIs are essential.
excellent, excellent. And what recruiters are listening to this right now? Can you give me a list of sort of things that or roles that an outsourced partner could do for a recruiter?
Absolutely. And the list is somewhat endless. And what I always suggest to people when they go, do I have enough for this? I say to
Yeah,
that's a common thing. I don't think I've got
it
enough
is, isn't
for
it?
a full-time person. So okay, put a price on your time. Arbitrary £100, £150, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. Whatever, but at least £100. And then as you're going through your day, write a list of everything that you could get rid of and then ask yourself, is that essentially a £10 a job or £100 an hour job? And very quickly that list will fill up. Then look at the list of stuff that you're procrastinating on and just put it all on there. And
Mm,
that will give you the list. But in essence, it's all aspects of a recruitment business. Is deciding which part of the business that you want to do. So most clients want to be the sales side, not all, but some. So they would get rid of all the client acquisition side of things, the marketing, the phone calls, the emails, the following up, the newsletters, all the marketing activities, the getting the jobs posted, getting the talent interviews, getting the whole talent relationships, keeping that talent nurturing side going. That can
mm,
all be outsourced. That can all go. All aspects of the accounting, the only thing that can't be really outsourced is the client meet, if you have to meet face to face and making the tea.
mm. And that is why outsourcing over the last 2 years ago for recruitment and search firms is the growth has been amazing. If someone's listening to this right now and they're ready to outsource but feels somewhat overwhelmed, what's one piece of advice you'd give them to get them started?
Apart from call me, write that list. Start with a list of what you
Mm,
want to get rid of and think about it really sensibly. Write it all down. What would buy you back your time? And work out which parts of the business you really enjoy doing. So, for example, I really like talking to people. I can't shut up. It's my thing. I love talking to people. It's really interesting. I'm nosy, but I hate doing all the other side. So, for me, I have between 5 and 8 meetings booked in my diary every single day. I've done nothing for it, absolutely nothing. If someone doesn't turn up, it gets rebooked. I'm not doing that. The
mm,
confirmations, I'm not doing that. Then once I've got the client, the job description is not written by me. The talent sourcing, that's not done by me. The contracts, that's not done by me. The invoices and the books, that's not done by me. The arranging the interviews, that's not by me. So it was a
excellent.
team that I don't do very much, which is fabulous. And I look super efficient because my team have the have filled my diary, have done the contracts. They've done it so much better than me. I'm really dyslexic. So my contracts and invoices look shocking. And nobody would pay them or sign them. That problem's gone.
Mm,
And that's how you test
excellent.
the business. And apart from listening to everything you say.
Yeah. That's amazing. That is. Look, you share so much with us here. Excuse me, Emily. Where can people go to learn more about outsourcing, or where can they go to connect with you, Emily?
They can do one of two things. They can either obviously connect with you and you can pass them on to me. I'm very happy to do that. Alternatively, Emily at remoterecruitment.ai, or I'm on
Emily at, sorry, can you
remote
just repeat that?
Emily at remoterecruitment.ai, or I'm on LinkedIn and you can see my name up there. My name is Emily van Eyssen, and contact me on LinkedIn.
Great. For those listening to this, could you spell your name for us, please,
Of
Emily?
course I can. It's
Yeah,
Emily, Emily, and my surname is V for Victor, A for Apple, N for November, new word, EY, double S for sugar, EN for November. It's a little more
fantastic.
complicated than Edwards.
Just a bit, yeah. Emily, thank you so much for some amazing insights. Outsourcing undoubtedly can be a game changer for recruitment businesses, and your advice today has made it feel even more achievable. As Emily said, if you want to reach out to Emily directly or go to her website, please feel free to do so. You can reach out to me and say, my name's Terry Edges from makemoreplacements.com. Feel free to reach out to me. But if you want to get back more time for yourself, if you want to grow your business, and Emily gave a great example there where she's got between 5 and 8 appointments a day every day done by somebody else. Question to ask yourself: what would that mean to your business if you were only getting, let's keep it modest, 4 appointments a day every day with hiring managers who are in the market for what you do? Just imagine for a moment what that would mean to you, and you could get somebody else to do that for you. For most businesses, it would be a game changer. So, Emily, again, thank you so much indeed for all your input. Thank you for listening out there. Really appreciate that. This is Terry Edges from Make More Placements. Until next time, take care, take action, be relentless.